Hello, this is Hakeem Sosa, and this is APP 110 Assessment 3. This PowerPoint is about Chinese copyright infringement. It's supposed to be a business or academic issue. So here's my PowerPoint presentation. Now, the risk of doing business in China is your stuff, your models, your business products will get stolen. Also, you're going to have to deal with the Chinese Communist Party as a whole. And the people are going to be watching you. They just don't even trust you. For who you are and what you do, they don't even care. Uh, the Chinese Communist Party is also it's their government, and they like to dominate and just control everything. So if you're dealing with any kind of business, if you're over there to produce a product, the Chinese government is going to know all of what you're doing because the businesses have to be registered through the government. You can't exactly do things as an individual business owner over there. And the people, they don't trust anybody who's not a citizen. Once again, imagine every time you go somewhere, somebody's watching you. Doesn't matter the gender, you are not a citizen, so they're just gonna be watching you. Now, for what? I don't know. They just think that anyone not a mind-washed citizen of the nation is a threat to the government, and they try and equate the government to the people. So your business is being watched by the government, and your product is being evaluated, copied, and just not good stuff. You cannot have original stuff over there. And if you go to the store to get groceries and you're not a citizen, people are watching your house. So when you leave just to get groceries, there's probably a white van following you to the store just to get groceries, and they're recording your time of leaving and entering, and they want to know where you are at all times, just so they know some kind of schedule, and basically you're monitored. So you better not go over there if you're trying to do business. You're better off staying away. But even then, they're copying your products. Now, some people would go to China just for adventure, and some people like Serpent ZA, he would like to go there for the difference, different lifestyle. This guy came for opportunity, and during a time when the country was growing, the economy, but eventually it all came to a halt just because the government decided to change what their priorities are. So the opportunity was there at some point and it was gone quite fast just because the government, they run everything over there. And you can find his YouTube channel right here, and that is the source. Next up, if you want a phone, probably cheap or whatever, trying to get discounts because Best Buy is expensive, Remember, there are a bunch of fake phones. This person, Ultimate DIY, went and bought a real and a fake phone just to compare the two. And it is on this link, which is a video. And now imagine buying a phone and it turns out fake. Like, what would you do? You would have to request a refund because the product description is false compared to what you actually get. And right here, he's taking the phone apart just to see what's in it. Here's another guy, LawY86. This YouTuber came just for a life of adventure. He soon started getting stalked by nationalist types of people and just having to hide to ensure his own safety. And there were times when he could not sleep in a hotel just because he's not a citizen, so he had to hide like in a abandoned building for the night because if he's traveling, eventually he's gonna stop because he's gotta rest, eat, sleep, all that, and you're not allowed to get a hotel. So even if you did magically get one, the nationalist people are all connected like a unit. They contact people like the local police area, and then they call up other people who are supposed to follow you around just to know where you are. And he was hated just for being honest and creative. And for a time, he had to censor his own content and all his videos, which he produces for his audience on YouTube. His link is right here, down below. And he makes his own stuff, but they were trying to stop him from doing his thing. And well, that is a problem. And if you did not know, now you know. Everything there is usually cheaply made, and the advertising for the product description is not true. And they put it up on American sites to sell them just to get that money. They do what they got to. Watch out. Here's some examples of places you can go to buy fake things. Wish.com, Alibaba, Amazon, eBay, just a few. This guy, Linus Tech Tips, has his own video and channel. A whole channel with multiple videos of primarily computer stuff. And he usually buys computer hardware just to test the quality if they are cheap. Usually it's worth it to him to see why is it cheap? Is it good? It turns out that it is not worth your time. The specs for the computer components are not even true. And they know how to trick your operating system into thinking a device is something it really is not. So when your computer thinks that a hardware component is something that it isn't, and you expect it to do something that it cannot, it'll just crash. So you're gonna spend like whatever $50 on a GPU and then open a game that it's supposed to theoretically run the PC crashes and it might even break because, I don't know, overheating or something. That is a problem because they're basically destroying your hardware because you went and bought a product that is made in China and it is tricking your operating system. Conclusion: things with no logo are usually fake. Imagine buying a Apple phone. It's online saying that it's a whatever Apple 5, iPhone 5, something like that. Then you get it in the mail and it don't got a logo on the back, but you thought it was something that it is clearly not. That's a problem. So don't go for the ones with no logo. The reason there's no logo is because if they put the logo on it and it's fake, they're at risk of getting sued. So they don't do that. They'll just tell you that it's an iPhone 5 and sell it to you with no logo, and you find out it's fake, and there's like no tracking. Your best options for buying things at all, any kind of thing, it could be whatever, you're better off buying it made in the USA. And as a business owner, you should not have any of your products made in China just because the production would be cheap just so you can make a profit. That's a bad idea because they're just going to steal your designs. And before you know it, they got copies of your thing, and your customer market is going to be mad because they're trying to get your stuff for cheap. They get a fake, and now they're less likely to go buy the real thing from you. And even if you were just trying to build a business to own it in China, that company must be registered with the government. So the government is also going to steal your product designs. You're just better off creating your company and business and products and getting your workers from the USA. Even if you're going to make less of a profit, you got to do it that way just to stay safe and original and to sue who you got to when you got to. That is all.